Hello, welcome to the video. Today I want to talk or give you 5 tips that will help you maintain your muscle mass when you can't work out at the gym. So right now gyms are shut, you're probably having to train at home using just body weight, but these tips apply to you even if you want to take a month off from the gym. Just say you go away and you still want to maintain your muscle mass, you don't want to lose your progress, and you can't go to the gym though. So what do? These tips are going to help you with a situation like that. So the first tip is to make sure you're doing the same type of training at home as you would at the gym. A lot of people make the mistake of training at the gym, like doing heavy weight training or even just doing significant weight training, like with a good intensity, and then coming home and doing high intensity interval training instead, or doing HIIT workouts instead to get their heart rate up. They feel like they've had a good workout, but it's not the same type of training. It's not putting the same stimulus on your muscle, and that is what is really important when it comes to maintaining your muscle mass. You want to be providing a stimulus to your muscles, and that is going to help maintain them. You might even be able to grow them a bit more if the stimulus is enough. It's all about that stimulus you're putting on the muscle. So if you go from doing squats at the gym and just say you're doing like 4 sets of 10 at 60 kilograms or 80 kilograms, it doesn't really matter, it's just a significant weight for you. Coming home and doing body weight squats in a circuit is not the same thing. It's not enough of a stimulus on your muscle, and you might end up losing muscle mass. So make sure the style of training you're doing at home is the same. Now, to get the same intense stimulus on the muscle, that's where exercise selection is going to come into it. It's where reps and sets and your program overall is going to be very important. So following a program still at home is just as important as it is following it at the gym. Tip number 2 is to make sure you're eating enough food. It's very common to obviously want to keep losing weight if that was your goal, or to keep eating in a surplus if that was your goal. But if you're working out from home now, if you're stuck at home especially and you're less active, you probably want to just eat around your maintenance calorie intake. That will help you avoid losing muscle mass, because if you're eating in a deficit and you're not providing enough of the stimulus to your muscles, you're going to lose some muscle mass. It's just, you'll lose some fat, but you'll lose some muscle as well. If you want to maintain your muscle mass, you have to make sure you're eating enough food. So I would just stick to your maintenance calorie intake. This is probably going to be a little bit lower than what it is when you're training hard at the gym, and if your activity level has decreased significantly as a result of being home more. So you want to check that, recalculate it, and test it to make sure you're actually eating at your maintenance calorie intake. If you are eating a certain amount of calories per day and your weight is still going up a bit, then you want to lower it a little bit. It's as simple as that. So tip number 3 is to make sure you're doing your reps properly and you're not cheating them. It's very easy when you're doing body weight exercises especially, but even when you're just using bands and light weights, it's very easy to rush through your reps and not really think about what you're doing, and by the end of your reps to start cheating with your form, or I don't know, you just rush through them and cheat them. So focus. Every single rep you want to make perfect. What I like to do is I pretend that I am filming my workout, or I sometimes even film it, and I'm going to publish that workout, and that helps me make sure I do every single rep perfect. You might want to pretend that you're going to send that workout to a coach who is going to critique your form, and that will kind of give you the mindset that, okay, every single rep counts. I need to make sure every single rep is on point and I'm not cheating it. The next tip is to make sure you take some sets to failure. This is really important, and that will help ensure you maintain your muscle mass or even grow it in some cases. And what this what you need to do to ensure this is to start manipulating sets, reps, and exercise selection. Exercise selection is going to be really, really important here. If you're used to going to the gym and squatting 80 kilograms or 100 kilograms, whatever, and then you come home and do bodyweight squats, that's not going to be enough of a stimulus. You're going to have to do hundreds of reps to be able to take that to failure. So what might be a better exercise choice for you is a split squat or a pistol squat, some kind of single leg squat that is a lot more difficult to perform with no weight or very light weights. Another way to help you take your sets to failure, just say you do want to do some squats and you're used to squatting really heavy, use some kind of pre-exhaustion I can't speak, pre-exhaustion method before you do your bodyweight squats. So you might want to do some leg curls or some split squats again, or some isometric holds. That's a really good one as well. Utilizing more isometric work, so holding, pushing off from some kind of resistance and holding that is a really good way to pre-exhaust your muscles, and then going straight into squats is going to make them a lot more difficult, and you're going to be able to take them to failure a lot more easily. Any kind of exhaustion method. So another one is minimal rest periods. And I don't mean doing cardio and like combining everything into a circuit to get your heart rate up. I mean not giving your muscles enough rest. So going supersetting exercises, tri-setting exercises, going from one exercise to another that uses the same muscle group to make sure you really fatigue those muscles, and that's going to help you be able to take your sets to failure, which is really important if you want to maintain your muscle mass. The last tip, this is tip 5. I can't count either. So tip 5 is to make sure you are still focusing on progressive overload. What I mean by that is following a program still at home, whether you're at the gym or at home. This is the most important thing, well, one of the most important things when it comes to building muscle and maintaining muscle mass. You want to make sure you are every week making it a little bit more difficult and really testing your muscles week by week. So if you can do 10 push-ups in week 1, week 2 you might want to do 12 push-ups, and then week 3 you might want to do like 14 or 15 or however many you can get for each set. Another way to progressively overload is to just say you cycle through one program that takes a month. The next month you might do a more difficult variation of that exercise that you started with, and the same thing, start with lower reps and then increase the reps week by week, or you can increase the sets as well. Or you can add some weight, like if there's any kind of weight that you can use at home, start adding that, start adding quarter reps or pause reps, all different, any method to progress that move week by week. That is all for this video. I hope it helps you. It is possible to maintain muscle mass at home, but you still have to be providing a stimulus to that muscle, and you still want to be taking your sets to failure. That will actually help you grow muscle as well. So, and protein, I didn't touch on that, but make sure you're eating enough protein. That is very important as well. Hope this helps you, and I will see you in the next video.